And we continue to ask those experts. What a great lineup we have had so far, and we continue with the best in the business right here in Central Florida with my good friends from the Law 2020 show, and that is the BCN Law Firm. BCN, that's Boyette, Cummins, and Nalos. And we do have Heath Nalos with us, one of the partners in the firm with us today. He has a special guest. I think you're going to find this great. Now, if you ever want to get a hold of the BCN Law Firm, my idea always has been get yourself a relationship when you don't need it with an attorney's firm. You know, get yourself all lined up so that at any time that those blue lights light up in the back of your car, or you get that summons when you get out of your car in a Denny's parking lot, or your wife says, you know, I think it's over, I think we need a divorce, you can just easily pick up the phone, and instead of 1-800 blah, 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 you'll get your attorney. Just call your attorney at the BCN Law Firm. Law 2020 radio show is brought to you by the BCN Law Firm. You can call them at 855 Law 2020, 855 Law 2020, or go bcnlawfirm.com, bcnlawfirm.com. Heath Nalos, you've got a familiar face with you. Who is that over there?
This is my good friend, Hilgard Lamprecht. He's going to talk to us today about tax planning and financial planning. And I want to first say what a great day to be here. In Central Florida, it's a great weather today. Mm-hmm. It is just a great place to live and work. And I want to say a shout out to my wife, too, Kristen. She ran the Disney Half Marathon today and came in 67th out of 20,000 plus runners.
Goodness gracious. Now, she ran the New York this year, didn't she?
She ran the Boston in April.
Yeah.
And she's looking forward to that. So she did a great job today. Now she's on the couch sleeping. But it's a great day to be here in Central Florida.
That is a great thing. All right, I'll tell you what, Hilgard, a lot of people don't really get the relationship between when you're talking about a legal firm and an estate and planning firm type of deal, a financial planner, if you will. But it's a natural take because these guys can tell people the law, and you can tell them the different kinds of documents they need, the type of trust they need and all that. But most of the time it takes an attorney to get this done right. So it's really a right-hand, left-hand association, right?
Absolutely, Rob. We've had such a wonderful relationship with Heath and Wade. They've been very, very good friends of ours. And whenever we talk to clients, we strongly encourage them to have their financial team around them, a good CPA who's forward-thinking, a good team player, great lawyers that can help with all the legal issues, and a great financial planning team, an investment management team that can help grow the wealth. So we work very, very closely together on pretty much every aspect of our business. We do a lot of cross-referring over to the BCN Law Firm, and they've been a great partner in working with us with our clients.
All right, very good. And what are the types of things that you first see with a client? I mean, what is that after you've had your initial meeting and you see, hey, I kind of got a fit with the Smith family here, and they go on their way. When they come back for appointment number one, what are the first things you want to sit down and talk to them about?
Well, Rob, this time of year, the Smith family just is getting ready to file their taxes, and they're pulling all those documents together, and it's a big deal. And in about a month or two from now, they're going to see their tax bill, and they are going to not like what they see. And so this time of year, this season, a lot of our clients are kind of asking the question, Hilgard, how can you help us reduce our tax bills for the coming year? There's not much we can do for last year, but there is a whole lot we can do for this year's tax bill. So I'm finding that this season, this time of year, and maybe last 2 months of the year is when most of our clients are very, very open to ideas and concepts and planning ideas to be proactive to reduce their taxes for the following year. In fact, I became so vigilant in this process that in partnership again with tax attorneys, Wade and I work very closely together with CPAs that we work closely together. We came up with 20 proactive ideas to help our clients reduce their tax bill in this year.
And the important thing, Hilgard, is, as you said, be proactive. Do it now. Don't wait till next year when the taxes come due again. Start planning now in February versus next year.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Is there a good time, Heath and Hilgard, is there a good time that after you've got the relationship going, and this is a great time to do it, tax season, good time to start with the numbers, but is there, after somebody gets rolling with you, is there a time during the year that you want the family, the attorney, the planner, and the tax guy all in one room at one time?
Exactly. The key is to understand relationships, and the sooner the better to meet everybody together and plan for the future, because a year goes by pretty quickly, and a lot of my clients don't plan in advance enough. With a Hilgard's approach, you plan now, and he'll expand on the planning process.
Yes, it is really, really good when you have the CPA, the attorney, and the financial planner together with a family, where there's no egos in the rooms and everybody's looking from a different angle to really support the family. And now is an excellent time. Again, proactive planning and proactive approach is what you're looking for. And so there's a lot that can be done this year. This is probably the time when we start engaging clients and we talk about taxes, because it's pretty much fresh on their minds. But as we go through the year, Rob, to answer your question, we get into the conversations of wealth planning. We get into the conversations of estate planning, liability protection planning. And that's where we bring the BCN Law Firm in to help our clients in a big way, protect their assets from any potential lawsuits, and also making sure that their estate planning is where it needs to be. And most folks are eager to get estate planning done, but the peace of mind that those families have when they complete their estate planning is tremendous. And again, if you do a good job with it, you have to do it maybe once and review after every 3 or 4, maybe even 5 years. It's part of our review process with our clients who have drafted their documents just to make sure everything is in play. But very sad to see people do a good job in wealth accumulation and then lose it because of a lawsuit or paying an unnecessary tax.
Well, I often say when I'm doing radio shows with estate planners and financial planners that I think one of the biggest mistakes in life, and see if you agree with me or not, I'm not in your field, but I've done a lot of shows on this over, 32 years now, actually 40 years. It's the person who comes up that maybe was an hourly worker. Maybe they worked at Publix. Maybe then the husband worked at Walmart, whatever. And they think, well, I don't have any real assets. I'm not that rich millionaire out there at Alworth. What do I need with financial planning? To me, that guy that may get on a pension from the fire department or the teachers union, they need financial planning worse than the guy that's got $2 or $3 million. He's got a little wiggle room, right?
Absolutely.
If you just have maybe accumulated wealth of $150,000, $200,000, including your real estate, you need all the help you can get.
Absolutely. At that juncture, this is for most people. Most people have to maximize every dollar that they have and avoid what we call wealth transfers. There's 2 ways you can fill up a bucket. One way is to put it underneath a running tap and just let it continue to run, which means continue to make money to fill up your wealth bucket. The second approach is to fill the holes in the bottom of the bucket. And most people have holes in the bottom of their buckets. And so if we approach it from both sides, you can fill up the bucket even if the tap just drips by filling up the holes.
Yeah, I mean, I look at that and I think the scariest day of some people's life is probably that day they really wanted to retire. They've been dreaming of it all their life. And then the realization after the farewell dinner, after the honey, I'm retired now, I got nothing to do. All right, where's the money going to come from? That is a big hole that they just put in the bucket.
And the key, Bob, is to get a good team around you that you can trust.
There you go.
And that comes with attorneys, CPAs, financial planners, to make sure that when the time comes, you're ready for the challenges, and more than ready, actually. You're excited by the change, and you can enjoy what you worked so long for, is retirement.
And I like what you guys put together. You guys, I know known you guys for several years. It is not only the knowledge, the continued education, but also putting that into a neighbor-to-neighbor application. It's very, very easy. When you talk to people, it's not talking down to them using arbitrage and things like that people have no idea what you're talking about. You say, okay, here's $5 here. Now here's $7. We're going to go from 5 to 7. Here's how we do it. All right, very good. We're going to come back. We'll take any of your questions. We got open lines on Law 2020, brought to you by your BCN Law Firm, 855-297-9696. Text us at 21232. When we get back, I'm going to ask both of these gentlemen to give you phone numbers and websites, all right? We'll be back. We're asking the experts all weekend long on News 96.5. go. You got Tim Melton and the in-studio band there. They're doing a mighty fine job. Not even a smile from Tim when I said that. Guy's concentrating pretty big over there. Hey, if you got a call for us, 855-297-9696, 855-297-9696, or you can text us at 21232, 21232. And this is Law 2020 brought to you by the BCN Law Firm. And, of course, that phone number, I'd like to sing it for you, but I just don't have the voice that their jingle singer has. But it's 855-LAW-2020. Get it? You got it. All right. How about the website there, Heath?
Our website is bcnlawfirm.com. Please check us out, and please call us anytime for any legal question. It is a great day out there. I know my friend Hilgar is going to the beach after this. So where are you going, Hilgar?
What?
I'm headed over to my condo, my 401 condo, Heath. Gonna have a good time with my family, and just a very unique idea that we have again this time of year to talk to our clients about.
Okay. Can you tell me a little more about the 401k condo?
What is that?
I've never heard of that before.
Yes. Well, this is a good idea for business owners and professionals. So this goes for those folks. When you have a small business and you're considering to put monies away on a pre-tax basis, the first idea that comes to mind is a 401k. But with 401ks, as a business owner, you have to pay some administration fees as well as make contributions for your employees. So we have a unique idea, or maybe for those business owners who have maxed out their 401k and they're still looking for a way to be able to build wealth on a pre-tax basis, the 401 condo comes in. And so the 401 condo is an idea. We joke with the word, but it's unit 1 on the 4th floor, and we're referring to a beach condo, maybe a mountain house or second home. If you really think about it, the contributions you make towards the mortgage is tax deductible. If that plus your home's mortgage is up to $1 million, similar to the 401k, that's tax deductible. But what's very, very different in the 401 condo, the wealth grows either on a tax-free basis, if you were to pass it on to your family, or it grows on a capital gains tax basis, which is at least half the rate than an income tax rate, which is how the 401k grows.
Wow.
And so other concepts about the differences is, as Heath has mentioned in the break, in our 401 condo, we have wonderful pictures on the wall. In a 401k, you just have a statement that you get on a month-by-month basis. And in a 401k, you're locked out until you're 59 and a half. But in a 401 condo, you have a set of wonderful keys that you and your wife and your children can enjoy every single weekend. And so there's many, many good reasons why, if a person either is considering for his company to create a 401k or where it's maxed out, to consider the idea, the concept of 401 condo.
I think I'm going to call my realtor right now.
Something.
That's exciting.
No one's ever heard of that before. Where did this come from?
Well, I can't take the credit. I have a very, very good friend. His name is Don Blanton from Money Tracks that communicate this concept. And we have a little presentation that we work with and our clients and showing them the differences between it. But I will tell you, Rob, I have never had anybody look at me and say, that's not a good idea.
I would guess not. It's kind of like getting a free vacation home, isn't it?
That is the case.
I mean, that is so cool. So if somebody's got a 401k, what value would they need to get into this sort of thing?
Well, the 401 condo is something that you do in addition to the 401k,
sure,
or maybe instead of the 401k. So
right,
it's very difficult to use your 401k or IRA for a beach condo or a mountain house that you can have the use for. So we use this idea in complement or in addition to the 401ks, if you would, if a person still wants to do that. Again, it has these wonderful effects that it doesn't limit how much money you can put in, and it certainly does not limit when you can have the use or the enjoyment of it. 401 condos obviously you can use for business development purposes. A 401k is a statement that you just show your wife, and that it certainly is money for the future.
Okay, let's see here. And this text to you guys says, I have a couple of accounts in collection due to my brother stealing my Social Security number. What can I do to protect myself? Interesting.
Well, that's a complicated question, actually. Identity theft is a big problem, but you need to deal with the collection accounts individually, and you need legal advice to do that. It's the creditors aren't going to really care who stole what. They want their money. So you need to give them the information that's not your fault and fight with them and try to resolve the issue. We'll be glad to help you out. If you want to call the law firm on Monday morning, call us up, please. We'll take care of it for you.
Heath, is that something that then you get the law involved in?
It's tough. The law is not that interested sometimes in these type of matters.
Yeah.
Identity theft versus a burglary or a murder is not, it's tough.
Yeah.
So sometimes you need to do it yourself, and unfortunately, it's very hard to do yourself.
Okay, if Texter, if you want to call the law firm, 352-394-2103, don't forget 855-LAW-2020. Couple of minutes left in the break. The BCN Law Firm has Winter Park, Claremont, Lakeland, and the Villages. Brand new office in the Villages, that's right. And they're just expanding like crazy, doing a great job. And Heath, what do you got?
Also, Sebring. We're down in Sebring now, too.
Are you too? Are you? I can't keep up anymore. Mm-hmm. That is incredible. All right, very good. And Agard, where are your offices?
Our office is in the Metro West area, and we are opening up a practice in the Villages this year as well.
Are you really?
Yes, we are.
Well, you're right down the street, a golf cart away from my house.
I hope to see you.
Very good. Well, you will. I'm up there all the time. Now that I'm semi-retired, I can actually take advantage of the amenities I've been paying for 14 years. Anyway, really good to have you guys on the show. What are some of the other financial strategies that are kind of outside the box that we've never heard about with you guys? Well, we have about a minute left, so tease us with one, and then we'll...
One of the ideas is to, if you have young children, to employ your children. If you could create legitimate job descriptions for your children, you have the potential of being able to deduct salaries up to $10,000 from your business. The children have to pay a small amount of payroll tax, but it's certainly way worth the federal income tax that you are saving. And it just has to be legitimate job descriptions. They can help in the business. It's a great way to train up your children in the business. Just a great idea and concept to be able to reduce your tax liability, and it's a good win for the family.
I like it there. Okay, we're going to take a break for news, traffic, and weather, and let's put an underline under traffic, shall we? It's Daytona Day, and everybody's going to be running over there for that big race, and then when it's over, it actually starts at, about 1:30? So when it's over, it's going to be unbelievably bedlam. Some people going home, some people coming back to the hotel. It's going to be wild. Hey, we'll catch you right after the news. We got more. Join us at 855-297-9696. Text us 21232. We'll be back. Hey, welcome back. Yes, indeed. We've got 1238. Any legal questions, you've got it all. Any legal questions you've got, we have got the man of the hour, Heath Nalos, with us from the BCN Law Firm. That's right. It's called Law 2020, as we ask the experts all weekend long. You can get a hold of Heath and his associates anytime during the week at 855-LAW-2020. Or why not call the other line, 352-394-2103, bcnlawfirm.com, bcnlawfirm.com. And we also have one of the great financial planners of Orlando on our side. And go ahead and make the reintroduction there, Heath.
This is my good friend, Hilgar Lamprecht.
Thank you, Heath, for having us. We have a firm called the Life Wealth Group. You can reach out to us at 407-299-4129. And it's privileged to be here with Heath, and Heath and Wade's been very good friends of myself for many years, and are great friends of our practice. And we refer a lot of our clients over to them for any legal issues that they might have.
Heath, what's been going across your legal desk in the past 2 or 3 weeks? We haven't seen you in a while.
Boy, it's a collection of stuff, including a robbery insurance claim, where my client's store was robbed within 2 minutes. And they took about $200,000 of merchandise out, so now we're making the insurance claim to get him compensated for what he went through. Also, we have roof claims, sinkhole claims, personal injury claims. It's been a pretty busy 2 weeks.
So when your store is robbed, are you telling me that the insurance company isn't just right there with a check the next day, just so willing to pay?
Unfortunately not. It's a couple $100,000 loss, and they're going to investigate it because they always do.
And do they ever come to you and say, hey, Heath, we're going to claim negligence?
They'll raise any defense possible to stop paying $200,000. So my job is to get in there and represent my clients and get the claim processed and cooperate in the investigation and hopefully get them paid, or not, we'll file a lawsuit because it's not my client's fault the store was robbed.
That is crazy.
You know, the crazy thing was it's on YouTube right now, the video, and the robbery lasted about less than 2 minutes, and they took $200,000 of merchandise from the store.
So this is a strong-arm robbery.
It was very interesting, to put it that way.
Yeah, so I mean, there were people in the store when this happened?
No, it was after hours.
Oh, after hours, okay.
They came in with five trash cans and filled the trash cans up with merchandise within 2 minutes and left.
Wow. And who posted it on YouTube?
I'm not sure about that, but it's there. But the reality is my client did nothing wrong. They locked the place, had an alarm. The store's robbed, and we're going to get them paid for what they went through and more.
That's got to be a shocking call to get from one of your clients.
It was a very interesting case, and I'm looking forward to getting resolved this week, hopefully.
So you deal in loss cases?
I deal in almost any insurance issue, from personal injury to windstorm to sinkholes to robbery, fire. That's what I really enjoy doing.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. Hilgard, let's get back to some of the things that you're finding. We kind of teased right before the break some of the things that you offer that maybe other financial planners haven't even thought about.
You know, I am a converted CPA. I studied to be a CPA in South Africa and then came to America. And I came here with the understanding that he who knows the tax code wins. And so what is astounding to me is that, I'll break it down real easy for you, Rob. You can grow money or grow wealth in a taxable environment, in a tax-deferred environment, and in a tax-free environment. And 99% of the times when I meet clients, they are overemphasized growing their wealth in a taxable environment or tax-deferred, and have very, very little wealth growing in a tax-free environment. Mm-hmm. If you understand the tax code, you can surely grow wealth in a tax-free environment rather than a tax-deferred or taxable. And so a big part of what we do for our clients is to find the balance between those three areas and really emphasize growing wealth tax-free. It's real simple. If you can grow wealth tax-free, it is like getting about a 25 to 35% increase in the rate of return of your investments simply because there is no taxation on those investments.
Do people wait too long to go to a financial planner?
Yes, most of the time people do wait too long. We do see a lot of clients in their 50s and 60s. Every now and then I'm astounded that I would sit down with a person in their 60s and I would be the first financial advisor they speak to.
Yeah.
But the sooner the better. The sooner the better. We all have a great benefit that is for us. It's called compounding. And again, if we can compound wealth in a tax-free environment rather than taxable, tax-deferred, it is so much more efficient.
Yeah, you know, and I'm sure that there are so many tens of thousands in the baby boom generation that just somehow wake up in their 50s and go, you know, we've been living week to week all of our lives. We've had our vacation every year. Maybe we've got a boat. Maybe we got a pool in the backyard. And we don't have any money. What's going to happen when we retire? And maybe they can't, right?
Well, most folks, I would say the beginning place of answering that question is very, very important. That is to have a very well-designed income plan. I see it over and over again. Most financial advisors or people in the investment world are talking to their clients about different kinds of investment ideas. But the essence of answering the question, can I retire, and what would it look like if I retire, is to have a very, very well-defined income plan. Designing where income is going to come from the different sources that you have for income to come from, will help you also maximize your Social Security benefits and figuring out when is the best time for you to apply for Social Security. Very, very important concept. Mm-hmm. Folks who reach the age of 70 and a half, having to be subject to a required minimum distribution, you don't have to take your required minimum distribution out of every little IRA account you have. You can plan that out very, very well to be able to maximize how long the money will last for you. The essence of this, Rob, what I communicated at our seminars in the villages that's coming up this week, is the power of having a very well-defined income plan. Last thing I'll share with you on that is that what I'm finding is that most folks who are in the 55, 60, 65, 70 range are starting to experience something that they thought they would never experience. They always thought that when they retire, they will be in a lower income tax bracket, right, or paying less income tax than they did when they worked. And they are coming to the realization that they're actually in the same income tax bracket, paying the same income tax rate, or even higher. And it has everything to do with the way that the income tax rates have changed since 1980 or 1970, 1980, where it was in the 72 to 75% range. And these qualified plans, which is 401ks and IRAs, were developed as a way to be able to reduce the income tax bill at 75%, with the hope that the income tax rate would be lower in the future. Well,
wow.
Recently, in the last 10 years, the income tax rate has been on the rise. So people are contributing to their 401ks and IRAs on a tax-deductible basis at a lower tax rate than what they're pulling it out today. And therefore, the conversation comes forth as to whether or not they should convert some of their IRAs to Roth IRAs just to be able to create more tax-free income.
Mm-hmm.
My plea is to talk with people today, no matter the age, to help them find two kinds of income sources in the future, one being taxable and one being tax-free. Then you can control your own tax rate, and you can control your destiny so much better than only having one source of income in the future, which is taxable income.
Mm-hmm. I think you just said a whole bunch of terms that made people want to come and see Hilgard, because you've probably got husbands and wives looking at each other in the front seat of the car going, I have no idea what a Roth is. I have no idea how you would convert the 401k at work to an IRA. And when I call the company that's supposedly hosting that for me, I can't get beyond the numbers to push because they don't have an option for I want to take my money out.
Absolutely. And we can make it so easy and do the planning to help figure out whether that is a good decision to make or not. But transitioning money from 401ks to IRAs is what we do every single day.
Mm-hmm.
We take care of it for our clients, and we avoid the aggravation of the 1-800 number to be able to make that happen.
Uncomfortable question I'm going to ask you, but I bet you get asked every time you go to a cocktail party, a football game, a magic game, or anything. What do you tell the person that comes up to you and says, Hilgard, I know I got to protect myself. I know I need somebody to help me with my money, but if I pay you, that's less money than I got. I know the answer to the question, but I'm asking you.
Well, you know the answer, right?
Yeah.
The biggest expense of all is not to have anybody to help you. It would be the same that if you would, my friend Heath is going for surgery this week, and be the same way of thinking that we can perform the surgery upon ourselves and that we would be able to save money and it would go off better for ourselves. It never is that case. In any investments, there are fees. What we try to do with our clients is to reduce those fees, believe it or not, because our fees that we are subject to are wholesale pricing. So we are subject to much lower fees. We're also trying to make those fees tax deductible for our clients, where most mutual funds, you cannot deduct the expense ratios from your income taxes. So our goal is to provide more value, more planning at the same or less cost than what people are paying. The problem is that most people are not aware of what they are paying. There's fees built up in any 401k or any mutual fund expense ratios, and part of what we do is we make those fees seen for our clients so that they can really figure it out.
Let me ask you this real quick on the 401ks and that. Do people just let that money sit and not get involved in it because, A, they don't think they know how, or B, they don't know that once it's in the fund, they can kind of have a little bit of navigation room in there?
Probably the biggest waste that I see, Rob, is what you're just hitting on right there, is folks forgetting about their old 401ks at previous employers and not paying attention to it. Compounding still will take place, but it would be like you trying to sail to the Bahamas in a small boat with absolutely no captain at the steer, and the winds and the weather's patterns coming any way possible to you, and that boat is just going to not reach the Bahamas. But if you pay attention, bring your 401ks together into an IRA, work with a reputable firm that's going to help you position those assets in areas where there's more favorable growth and away from areas where there's more risk, then you are going to have an opportunity to maximize the wealth that you are going to be able to have to grow towards.
All right, very good. Hey, we're going to take a break. We'd love to have your legal questions when we come back at 855-297-9696, 855-297-9696. Give us a call. We are here waiting for you. We're live today. It's Daytona Day. We can't say the word na because it's copyrighted. But we can say there's a big race somewhere in Daytona today, and cars are going to go round and round. We will be back right here on News 96.5.
This is News 96.5.
There you go. You gotta love it. We're back here with our friends from the BCN Law firm and an associate who handles all things financial planning. And we've got about 5 minutes to go in the show. We'd like for you to join us at, let's see, try this one, 855-297-9696, 855-297-9696. Get out your smartphone where it says the texting feature, that smartphone little logo there with the envelope, right, the icon. You tap on that, and it's going to say it's going to come up with recipient or address, contact, whatever. Just put 21232, and then in the body, you can put your question, what have you. We did have an off-the-air call from somebody who's been listening most of the day, and Hagar, this one will go to you. What age should I claim my Social Security?
It's a really good question. The earliest age for retirement purposes is age 62. But be careful, because if you are still earning income, there is a limit close to about $12,000, $13,000 a year. Anything above that, there's a reduction of your Social Security benefit based upon the fact that you're still earning income. The next age is full retirement age for most folks at 66 and a half. Some folks are starting to turn into 67. The benefit of waiting is a higher Social Security amount coming in, and there's also no reduction of your Social Security benefit because of other earned income. Mm-hmm. And obviously the last is age 70, higher amount of money coming out on a monthly basis, but potentially less years to receive the Social Security depending upon longevity.
Yeah. So, and there's so many things that have to do. Isn't it kind of an individual thing? I mean, if you've got a spouse, if they're much younger, if they're much older, there's so many ways you can go about Social Security. As we said on another show earlier today, it has very little to do with 62, 66, and 70. It has a lot to do with your circumstances.
Absolutely. It's a very, very customized solution, a very, very unique and individualized answer. Probably the biggest thing that folks are not considering is when you are still married at that age. It's really, really important to think about that as to what would be the amount that would continue for the spouse who remains after the first spouse passes.
Mm-hmm. Well, let me ask you this. There's a lot of people who are thinking about going at 62. But when you go in at 62, isn't there a limit on how much you can make?
Correct. There's two things that's happening. There's the taxation of Social Security, which most people are appalled by. What do you mean I get taxed on my Social Security benefits? And the second issue is a reduction of your Social Security benefits, and that is if your earned income is above $13,000. It's $12,000 something, so I'll just say anything above $13,000, there's a reduction of your Social Security benefit for every dollar that you make over that threshold.
They take half of it.
It's a third reduction it's a dollar reduction for every $3 that you make over that threshold. Okay. And most folks, when you start making more about $25,000 to $30,000, depending upon your Social Security benefit, you would absolutely not receive a dime from Social Security.
Mm-hmm. Now, let me ask you this, though. Is there any way through any of the financial planning that they can get from you, Hagar, that they can still claim at 62 and not be hit by that over 13 or 14 or 15,000, whatever the threshold is?
It would be difficult. Again, It would be customized to the individual. It depends upon whether or not they're still contributing to a pre-tax investment that could reduce their salaries. That's a big part. So it would be a unique circumstance, unique solution for a person based upon their set of circumstances. I would say that most folks are quite tempted to start at 62. Most folks are not that trusting of the government to keep the amounts to be the same or to continue to have be able to make the Social Security payments because of where Social Security Administration is lying with their ability to be able to sustain Social Security. So it's tempting for folks to start at 62 for two reasons. That, and the second reason is nobody knows how long you're going to live.
Yeah.
But I think that issue requires really good planning. We help a lot of folks with that to think about the pros and the cons.
All right, really good. Let's get websites and phone numbers real quick. Hagar, we'll start with you. You're our guest today.
Yes, thank you. You can reach us at phone number at 407-299-4129. Our firm's name is the Life Wealth Group. So you can reach us on the web at www.lifewealthgroup.com. And please give us a call. We are certainly very, very eager to help you and give you a second opinion.
All right, Heath.
And once again, this Heath, our bcnlawfirm.com is our website. Call us at 352-394-8550 are the different numbers we have in the show already. We look forward to talking about any legal issues, nothing too small. Everything is appropriate, so please call us.
All right, thank you so much. And everybody listening, we continue to ask the experts. We're going to be going on to our next show. And don't forget, all day long, we've got the expert shows right here for you. You can watch the race, listen to the radio. That's what it's all about. I'm Rob Newton on News 96.5.